New OGs. The New OGs is a State and Madison entertainment production and is brought to you by Solar Masters. Look, Illinois is changing how people get their electricity, and Solar Masters is helping homeowners in Illinois take advantage of a program that lets them get solar power at no cost. If you're a single-family homeowner in the state of Illinois, you can lower your electric bill, raise the value of your home, and do something good for the environment without paying a single dollar out of your pocket to do so. In fact, Solar Masters can only work with you if they can save you money. They're a SunPower dealer. That's an American panel maker with over 30 years of solar experience. They're minority owned, and for the end of 2020, they're also giving a $1,000 cash rebate to anyone who goes solar. They even have a yes, sir.
Oh, wait a minute, Bobby. I just want to understand. I just need to understand.
Let's make sure. I want to make sure you get it right.
Because the people out there listening, you just said
they are listening.
Help the environment.
You can help the environment. That's one of the things you can
save money on your bill.
You'll save money on your electric bill, either monthly or long-term, whichever way you do it.
And you get $1,000 back.
There's $1,000 back on top of that, and it's nothing out of pocket.
Man, that's better than when she said yes to butt stuff, dude.
God.
You know,
Solar Masters loves these promos, by the way. They love it when they can see the copy get read. It's their favorite part of this, to be honest with you.
Because you be trying for a while, and sometimes it don't work out, but sometimes she'd be like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it. You'd be like,
right, I get it. And then you get super excited. Well, this is just, here's what's even more exciting. Here's what's even better. They even have a referral program that pays out as much as $500 per referral. What's that? What do you need, Erica?
Oh, I need a 48-hour window. Like, you can't just spring up butt stuff. You can't be like in the bed and be like, "Can I fuck you in the ass?" I need a 48-hour.
Right. You need
Can I
prep.
fuck you in the ass on Sunday? Okay.
Think about it.
Right. I gotta think about it. I gotta change my diet up a little bit.
Wow. That's news you can use right there. So we're gonna help the environment. We're going to lower your electric bill. We're going to give you $1,000. And if you give Erica 48 hours,
you might get some butt stuff. On top of that, so on top of that, they've got a referral program that pays out $500 per referral, maybe for the butt stuff. Who knows? Get over to www.gosolarmasters.com and get in contact for a free consultation or refer somebody that you know. I don't know if they have any of Erica's contact information, but hey, give it a shot. We are also brought to you by People of Comedy. Go to People of Comedy on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube. Make sure you check out all the great shows that they have on there. They've got a number of great podcasts. They've produced a ton of the comedy that comes out of Chicago. They do great design work for artists as well. So get in contact with them. Watch some of the stuff they put out. You can see live episodes. You can see recorded episodes. You can get their old episodes wherever you listen to pods. That's James Webb on the board, who's running shit for us today. Shout out to James Webb. How is everybody else doing? James Webb loves shout outs. What's going on, X?
What's groovy, B? How you feel, man?
I'm good. I'm so excited today, man, because as those of you who listen to the sponsors and don't just fast forward through, heard, we have a guest with us today. It's Erica. Nicole Clark is here with us. Hello, Erica. How are you?
Seeing the place to be.
What's up? Yeah. How are you guys? I'm so happy to be here.
To have you here. Yeah. We've been trying to expand like the guest list here, and like it is. I will say this: one of the differences between men and women is it's a lot easier to lock down men for a podcast, which is probably why there are so many men doing them. It has been difficult. We have a disparity between getting men and women on this podcast, and it's not for lack of trying. Like now, it's very possible that some of those women are like, "Fuck y'all," but that's a whole different bag of worms. So we're happy to have you here. We had Mary Lee on last week, so.
I know. How was that? Was that a good time? I bet it was a good time.
It was a lot of fun. This
is a great segue into bringing up Mary Lee is a great segue into like we can get this shit jumping because we talked last week with Mary Lee. She does a lot of shit on Twitter, helping women out, how to break down these sorry lame ass niggas. And Erica, one of the things that fucked me up about Erica when I first met her is before what I'm about to talk about, she used to tell chicks, hey, if you give me this amount of information, these few things, I can tell you everything about a nigga. She's like a sleuth. And then she wrote a book called How to Stalk a Motherfucker. Wait, How to Be a Stalker, right? That's
How to Be a Stalker, yes.
So, tell everybody how to be a stalker.
Okay, so the book it's just about kind of how I began to be a stalker. You know what I'm saying? We used to break into dudes' houses, steal their boxers, steal their family portraits. We stole somebody's dog once.
You stole somebody's dog?
Yes.
Isn't that the
But
plot
then
of a
we gave
David
it back
Spade
because I
movie?
stole it. I stole his dog so I could call him and be like, "Oh, I found your puppy," you know, and then we could start fucking. That was my fantasy, but
Y'all lived on the other side of town and shit. Like,
wait, did that work out?
Did you live down the street or did he live on the?
No. I did live down the street, but he knew I was insane. So I was like, I can't do this. Like, if I show up with his dog, he's gonna know I stole it. So I just put the dog back in the yard. But now my skills are much better. I mean, I could find out.
Now you know how to train the dog to come to you.
I can
walk around with bacon in your pocket for years.
I can find out. Like if a girl liked you, XL, or she thought you was cheating, give me 30 minutes. I cross-reference likes on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, retweet. There's spyware too.
I'm gonna be honest.
Have you used spyware before?
No. No, never.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Erica helped
This is why Black women don't like me, because I can always tell when they're lying specifically.
No.
Erica made me
all it does is tell you.
I just started telling bitches. Erica, you made me be a better person. I just started telling bitches because I figured eventually we friends. Eventually you gonna meet one of these girls and they are women, and you're gonna have a conversation and be like, bitch, let me tell you something. So I just put it all out there right out the gate. So when that conversation happens, she already know.
Right. Are you in a relationship now?
Several.
Also several.
Several.
Also several. I'm engaged and also in several relationships.
Yo.
See, this is the kryptonite to your shit.
This is the kryptonite to your.
Because you don't even know how to deal with it. You're like, wait a second, right. These motherfuckers just broadcast on their show. They're in several relationships.
Do the women know?
Oh yeah. Yes. There a few of them might be watching the show right now.
Yeah, shit. That's our viewership, nigga.
The American viewership is all the women that we.
All the women we date.
Do they know like what the other girl's name is and shit?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not in all.
Some of them do. Like, you know.
Some people don't want to know that shit. Some people like appreciate your honesty. But that's like the end of the story for them.
That's a dangerous game, gentlemen. I'm telling you that.
So is stealing dogs out of people's yards. At least I'm honest. You know what's never gotten me in trouble with women is being honest. It may have gotten me sent away, but
okay.
I'll take the honesty. Yeah, being honest has never caused as much problem for me as not being honest.
Yeah.
True. That's true.
And that's the thing is, like, if you realize you're somebody who is going to continue to seek other people to spend time with on levels that would be considered, I don't know, not okay by people in some versions of monogamous relationships, like, you're going to do that shit whether you're being honest about it or not. So, like, one way to clear out getting in trouble for being dishonest is to be honest, right? Like, right. I'm going to probably date more than just you. We might as well get that. And so we better figure out whether that's a thing that you can either handle because you want to go out and date other people, or you can't because you're looking for a different result.
Yeah.
You know? Right. And like, it's a lot easier to get, especially like now I'm in my 40s. There's a bunch of women who are divorced now who are like, yeah, just be gone before Junior gets up. You know, like, it's just,
you say be gone before the what gets up?
Before Junior, before my son gets up. Be gone before my kid is up. You know what I mean? Like, that's.
Oh, I thought you meant
because it's real awkward. I'm like, butt naked in the kitchen eating his snacks.
You gotta be gone before the sun come on.
I'm not trying to eat breakfast with your kids. You know, there's plenty of women who are like, listen, I don't have time to be like, I'm not trying to bring another dude into this thing to like create a home, but also I'm not trying to sit on this couch with wine every night until 2 a.m. You know, like that's.
There's a lot of women trying not to waste their WAP.
Yeah, and
They don't want they don't want their WAP to go to waste.
there's also some women who are just like, why am I like, I'm not trying to just fuck a single dude either. You know what I mean? Like there are women who are like, I like throwing my shit around just as much as the next person.
Oh yeah, that's how I was.
So I'll take honesty over anything. You know what I mean? It's
I was gonna say honesty, at least twice has gotten me laid because like the person was trying to catch me lying because they thought they knew something that I wasn't gonna say, and they asked me a question and I answered honestly, and I saw the look on their face like, you told me.
And don't get me wrong, the pool is smaller. The pool is smaller. You know what I mean? Like the eligible participants is smaller.
What's the youngest you'll fuck with?
Oh, for me, I need you to be in your like mid to late 20s at this point.
Okay.
I need
Excel. What is it for you? 17?
Whoa! Why the fuck you just telling me?
17.
Holy shit!
You put him on that Khaled shit right off the bat. Why you throw on the Dalia move?
And white, 17 and white. Is that it?
Whoa! What the fuck?
28 and non-white, or 17 and white. That's
gonna have nothing but niggas on this show for the rest of the year. It's not another bitch coming on here. This shit. This is my show. I pay for this motherfucker. God damn. Hey, I'll just play it. The only reason I paused, I basically the exact same thing Bobby said. Late 20s is actually my preference. I was just about to say a real wild thing that has happened to me personally recently is that I've really gotten into 40 and 50-year-old women. Like the game is so much different. Women my own age. Like I know that's a fucked up weird thing to say, but people always assume that the dudes always want to go younger. But like women, even like older my age, the game is different because you just have a real conversation. Like everybody been playing games and stuff like, look, this is what it is. You in?
Right.
Yeah, that's actually why I tend to date. I used to always date my age and up. I've only I've only dated younger than me on any consistent basis a little bit more recently, and those are women who are generally. And
comedy has a lot to do with that. Like, there's a lot of 20-something. There's a lot of 20-somethings in comedy that they 20-something they fucking. Yeah. So that I mean, but if it weren't for comedy, I probably wouldn't be dating 20-somethings at all. I probably wouldn't even know any.
Now, Erica, your comedy is pretty revealing too about some things that people wouldn't normally suspect. Besides just the stalking, are you still a teacher? Are you still teaching?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Okay, so I mean, obviously you conflict your teaching in what is predominantly probably white neighborhoods with your weekend activities.
And you have.
And you have some access, you know what I mean? Like you're a comic. You have relative connections to celebrity in your family. You know what I mean? So like it opens some areas for that. So I'm sure it creates story. You know, you talk about how it creates stories for you on stage. Yes. Are you driven to continue to like push that way, so you continue to have more stories that go along that? Is it just the vibe that it's kind of falls into for you? Is it? It's
like, yeah, I think it's a vibe that it falls into because it's like I try to I don't know. You know how some people are like they make up stories or I always try to keep my comedy kind of close to home, kind of like what's actually going on in my life, like an exaggerated version of what's going on in my life. And I know some people are really good with like, wouldn't it be crazy if this happened? Like, I don't think like that. I just like shit happens or people tell me shit that happens and I'll just kind of be like, it happened to me and shit. But like, yeah, all my shit is pretty much true or is based in truth. You know what I mean? Like,
right. 7/10 true.
But here's the thing. And I think probably people watching, you see a stand-up comic, you can tell that with Erica. Like you can tell that story about her dad or that story about some dude she was with, that shit really happened. Like you have I don't know, it's a weird thing to say, like an air of authenticity, because I know that even when I'm not on stage, sometimes people always look at comics like, wait a second, are you doing a bit? Even when I'm like, no, this shit actually happened. You know what I'm saying? But you have like a level of credibility, like bam, people just, no, this is real shit. It really happened.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and people tend to take you very seriously.
Yeah.
About the stuff that you're talking about.
I'm going to take a stab at psychology and say, I think it's because when you talk, you very much usually just cut to the fucking point. like you're a person who you won't be like, XL, you know, are you doing okay or something like that? You'll come up to me like, hey nigga, I heard a bitch burnt you. You know, you won't wait for it to come up naturally in the conversation. You're just like, hey, I heard you was fucking such and such. What's up? You know, I want to know the deal.
It's a refreshing thing.
Right.
I'll be honest, it's refreshing to get that because a lot of people, especially in comedy, are very concerned about, you know, how they're going to be taken. You know what I mean? A lot of people in comedy are concerned about how they're going to be taken or observed. And I think that people probably misattribute that to some of your connections than to who you are just as a person. And I think, I think over the years of being your friend on Facebook, seeing you posting conversations about yourself and your mom, and then like you paying homage to her now, and some of the things you bring up, I think really kind of like if anybody who's around you, I was like, oh no, that was gonna be Erica no matter what. Or no avoiding that.
What's weird, like the only good thing about like the shit that's going on in the world, and it's like I think like Black women comics can almost get away with saying any fucking thing on stage. Do you know what I mean? Like as a man, you're gonna get shit on if it's like, oh, that was super misogynist. If you're a white dude, it's gonna be like that was super racist. I think a Black woman is able to like say some shit. Like I know I can say something that will typically make a crowd's asshole tighten up, but I can get away with it. No one's gonna say anything to me about it afterwards, at least. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, if Bill Burr's wife had done that monologue instead of him.
Yeah, that's what I said. She'd be like a hero. She'd be a white woman hero. She'd be like,
they'd be parading her through the streets right now. All these.
Right, I needed to hear that. That's
right.
Exactly what I needed to hear.
Yes, I'm with her. Yes, that's all.
I'm taking time away from social media to reflect.
Yeah.
Right.
White bitches had it coming.
All these think pieces about fucking Bill Burr. Like Bill Burr gives a fuck.
Man, I thought
he's gonna go home.
I thought the shit was hilarious.
He's gonna go home and fuck his wife.
Right.
be like these white broads is crazy, and they're just gonna laugh and laugh.
And hang out with his daughter. Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
And they're just gonna laugh about. Here's what's wild is like that is a real thing though, right? It's the messenger because I kind of referenced a joke that you have in your set about how these white teachers approach you and ask you, you know, and how you relate, how you spend your weekend for real, and how that just kind of like, and white people in the audience, I watch over and over again, just double over in laughter at it because of the delivery. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like if there was a guy who was a white teacher telling a joke about this Black teacher at his school who does what you do, everybody be like, oh my God.
Stop this joke right now. They'll be up at
what
Curtis
about George Floyd?
Really, I had fun at Laugh Factory, except for one comic,
Drew Freeze, who actually has a Black wife, which makes that even better, right? Like,
I think his Black wife was part of the problem. I think that's part of the reason why they mad.
Right? yeah. That's
you look at Drew Freeze. He does not look like he has a Black wife. Like he doesn't even look like he knows Black people.
Right. He looks like his next Black friend is his first Black friend.
I love Drew. I don't think I knew his wife was Black.
Yeah.
She's Black, and she's Black. You know what I'm saying? Like
that is bananas. Word.
She's not mistaken. You mean like not mistaken for anything else?
And I mean this with love because I really do love that dude. That's my guy. But that motherfucker could be the poster boy for white people. Like
exactly. And you got
like if they was like, send us your whitest. Drew.
yeah. When you're like
shitting on Drew because he's a hilarious comic and I love that dude.
Yes.
But, wow, I did not see that coming. Salute Drew at the barbecue.
Yes.
How he just calmly goes about that business.
Right. And now he has a Black kid. For real. Or not one he bought. You know?
Right. Thank you.
Coney Barrett.
There is a difference. Not
like a lady running for or whatever the Supreme Court.
She had 2 Black kids. I chilled for a minute. I was like, whoa, hold up. Let me see the husband. Let me Google the husband.
Right?
She bought him.
I did the same shit. I was like, she bought them from Haiti.
Maybe she had a previous or something. Nah, she wouldn't. You know, she's trying to Christian them kids up. She got them Haitian. Anytime I see somebody who's ultra religious go get some black kids, I'm like, they're trying to pull more people into the fold. That's all they try to do. They're gonna train them kids up to be Haitian Christians, and then they're gonna send them back off to black places and be like, go get the rest of them.
Become missionaries.
Trick the rest of them niggas.
Them end up being the worst motherfuckers too, man. Them be the
yes.
Those are the people.
The ones
dude, all the pro-Trump shit.
They'll be pro-Trumpers. They'll be like, what's that dude from the Attorney General?
Hey, whenever you see those Trump rally shits they show on TV, there's always like 3 or 4 brothers they talk to that have mad accents where you're like, are you even like, just from an immigration status, are you eligible to vote, fam?
Right.
Labor Day weekend, I'm saying this because I don't give a fuck if you know I'm talking about him. Labor Day weekend, we had like a social distance barbecue, just like a small group of people, like 6 people. And one of the dudes that was there was one of these cats. And this motherfucker, I said something, I can't remember what, somebody brought up reparations. And I had like this idea that I talked about on the show before for reparations. And this motherfucker said, really? Slavery was such a long time ago. And I just looked at that motherfucker. I was like, if it wasn't for the white people here, I would strangle your ass right now. I would do this shit. I was like, the spirit of Harriet Tubman was whispering in my ear, kill this nigga. This motherfucker's gonna slow us down. Kill this nigga.
That shit is crazy, man. That shit is crazy.
Sorry, I took my Invisalign out.
So Erica, I know you've been getting back on stage, with all this shit going down this year. I mean, obviously, as someone who's a teacher and a comic, you take kind of a double hit with all this shit that happened. Have you done any teaching online? I mean, what'd you do over the pandemic?
So I teach. They switched me. I taught 4th grade, right? They switched me to kindergarten. These motherfuckers, like, they never even fucking been in school before. So like,
kindergarten does not seem like it is for you.
Not at all. So you have like,
oh my God, I want to live 20 more years just so I can remember this shit and go talk to these kids and go, hey, I used to know your kindergarten teacher. You want to know some wild shit?
Right.
This is the show. It's Erica Nicole Clark, the kindergarten teacher.
They have never been in fucking school. They fucking eat. Like, they like straight up eat on camera. And I'm like, hey, can you read this line from this book? And they're just sitting there like eating a donut, like, motherfucker. Like, another girl like has her cat, like, look at my cat. Look at my cat, right? Like, bitch, fuck him. Fuck you. There's this.
How often do you have to mute yourself while you're doing this? How often do you have to mute yourself while you're out in these?
I just be so mad. Like, sometimes I do some bullshit. Like, my camera ain't working, and just turn the camera off and shit. Because there's this boy who talks about fans every day. Fans like
that blow wind.
Like OnlyFans.
No, not OnlyFans, right? No, this motherfucker every day. He like, Miss Clark, I got a new fan today. I'm like, okay, Teddy, we ain't gonna talk about fans no more, right? He like, okay. Next day he got me. Swear to God, he was like, my mom lost 30 pounds. I was like, oh, that's nice. So he's like, so we went to Salvation Army to donate clothes, and then we got a fan. I was like, fuck you, Teddy.
The fuck is with the fans?
I don't know.
Kenny's gonna be a hoarder. That's what's gonna be up with him. He's gonna be
right. He's got like 4 in his room, and he's like, this one has 3 speeds. This one has 2 speeds. This one rotates. I'm like, oh my God.
He's gonna make turbine engines someday. That dude's gonna be obsessed.
Oh my God. I just realized, Bobby, stop. Stop laughing right now, Bobby. Stop. She's making us monsters. I forgot that she teaches.
You forgot that I teach?
I forgot the type of kids you teach.
Oh no, not anymore.
No, this is straight up kindergarten.
Oh, it was like regular kids? I thought you were still teaching the special needs kids. I was like, oh, we're monsters. Because I was trying to figure out.
No, these are just regular dumb 5-year-olds.
These are just regular dumb.
That's some regular 5-year-old shit? Okay.
Yes.
These just kids are fucking stupid.
Man, dude, my son turned 16 on Wednesday.
Holy shit.
I am just basically trying to shoo away the pussies. Just trying to shoo away.
Is he tall? How tall is he?
6'5".
Is he good looking?
Very good looking. He took out
I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna I'm gonna get a girl to fuck.
I never thought.
Why'd you even roll that out in front of her, man?
This is some weird shit.
You Gary Payton to Sharon kept that shit, dog.
I
He
literally
had a supersonic pass. What?
Had you asked me 17 years ago, would I be freaking out if a bunch of grown women wanted to fuck my son? I'd be like, hell no. Of course they want to fuck my son. It's my son. And right now, that's my biggest worry in life. Fuck coronavirus. It's 25, 30-year-old bitches looking at my boy like I can make him. Like I could make my man how I want him to be.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the things that continues to draw my age range up is the fact that I have a daughter who keeps getting older also. Like I got a 14-year-old. So like as she ages, I am also like, well, we need to get out of any range of anybody who would be in
that's what you expect,
that's different though.
Like,
Girls
I don't want to end up in the same world, you know what I mean?
Girls shouldn't be touched. XL's son.
That's a shitty double standard, man. Make that boy wait like everybody else.
I want to.
I'm trying to tell you, I understand when I was his age, we used to go when I went places with my mom.
Where were you when I was 14? Shit.
No, Bobby, they were there. This is what I'm trying to say.
I was looking for him.
When I was my son's age, I remember frequently leaving stores with my mom and my mom cursing under her breath at the service, at the people. And I thought the people were like super nice. And it was a grown ass woman trying to fuck me. And I was 16, so oblivious to not knowing that a woman was hitting on me. I just thought this waitress was really nice and she gave me the bill. When clearly I'm here with my mom. Why the fuck would she give me the bill and told me, and she was like, they'd always ask me like how I like the service and all that shit. They would completely ignore my mom. And I didn't notice the shit. And it wasn't until I started complaining about my son and my mom was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, do you not remember all the times? And I started thinking about it, I was like, oh shit.
Now Super Sleuth Erica Clark, is that what the fuck was up? Were they just being polite or were they trying to fuck him?
What?
In your expert opinion, were those ladies trying to fuck?
I was 6'5" at 16.
You were 6'5"?
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, they were definitely trying to fuck.
They're trying. What you drinking on, XL?
Once you get to 6'5", they're like
some bat juice. So some shit I made.
Bat juice.
It's got mushrooms in it, most likely. That's probably.
No, I ain't bringing the mushrooms out yet. But thanks for bringing it up, Bobby. It is time.
Has your comedy changed with like? So obviously, it's funny because I've had people ask me this question. I'm like, well, I knew we were oppressed before George Floyd, so it's not like it's brand new, but has the elements of the last 6 months, the acceleration of everything, has that changed or done anything with your comedy as you kind of approach things? Are you doing new shit, doing all shit stuff? Like, are you saying like, have I been like more cautious of shit I'm saying, or I don't know. Either way, like I feel like my material that I'm writing right now is a lot more aggressive than it was before. My shit before is a lot more like, let me just kind of touch on it in ways that are fun but are not too heavy-handed. Now I'm just like, just want to fucking kill us now, huh?
I was trying to. Okay, so I read this thing that Louis C.K. said, and I know he's oh my god, right, whatever. Okay, but Louis C.K. said that like he makes up premises and then tries to dig himself out of the hole. And I'm just like, because I could say some real fucked up shit on stage, but I'm just like, how could I get out of that hole with enough jokes? Right. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm there yet. You know what I mean? Where I could like make a joke about like George Floyd. Because I feel like I'll snap too. Like if I say something and the crowd's like, ha ha ha, I'll be like, what the fuck?
That's a little too much excitement, white people.
That might be the bit though, Erica. That might be. I had that. Way before this, like at least a year ago, I got too high, believe it or not, before headlining a show, and I have a bit about slavery, and it's a really funny bit now. I do it all the time now, but the first time I did it, those people were in like a Black History lecture at a HBCU for freshmen that don't know shit. that teacher that comes out that looks exactly like Bobby Seale. And he looks at everybody and like, What do you think you know about your blackness?
Higher.
It was almost word for word the same thing I say now, but I said it with an attitude because I started thinking about what I was saying, and even though it was a joke, I was thinking about how fucked up it was, and how, blah blah blah, and these motherfuckers was laughing, and I took it to that other place that you're talking about.
See, but see, I don't. Also, I've seen it.
It's funny,
right? I saw a couple of comics. They like giving like a TED talk. You know what I mean? It's like nobody wants to hear this shit either. Like, motherfucker, be funny. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, you know what? Women, black women are the most, like, nigga, tell a fucking joke. Like, we know all this shit. Yeah. Tell a joke.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too, is like, if I tell a good joke that has gravity to it, like say, for example, the George Floyd thing, if I was able to pull off a good George Floyd joke, right, where I dug myself a deep hole, and then over the course of like 3-4 minutes, I worked myself out of it. My concern is now the rest of my other 15-20 minutes is milquetoast bullshit. It's gonna be like, why a nigga had one hard joke, and then everything else is like about fucking and getting in shape.
Well, actually, I kind of think I kind of think that's the
formula, talking about George Floyd a minute ago. Now you're like,
I kind of think is that not the formula? You hit them with one to make them think, and then your first job is to make them laugh, right? But if you
right.
But not about George Floyd.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make George Floyd funny.
Well, not about you don't laugh about George.
You dug yourself a hole in this podcast because the whole time you kept saying George Floyd. I was like, how the fuck you gonna make George Floyd funny, nigga? As a matter of fact, when Chappelle did that shit and it wound up just being him talking about his shit like that, I was waiting to see. I was like, this nigga's gonna make 8 minutes and 46 seconds funny. That's how. Let's see.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right. But you know what?
What's that?
Hello?
No,
I didn't say anything.
Okay. Yeah, I mean.
No, I was saying I didn't watch that.
You didn't watch it?
You didn't watch the Chappelle 846?
You should. It's not bad. It's different.
It's 8 minutes and 46 seconds long? Is that what you're about to say?
No. It's not that long. It's longer than that, I believe. But it's not about it's a different
like
thing.
10 minutes.
Okay.
It's a different. How long is it?
I don't know. It's not that long though. It's not very long. It might only be like 9 or 10 minutes long. I forget how long it is. Maybe
it's not a comedy set really. There's some funny shit in it just because it's Dave.
Right.
It's different. But it's something I think you should want to check out. But also I want to say about it. Comedy is all about breaking norms and trying to be edgy or whatever. But in this case, I think we should call that like Chappelle set a precedent. He did that set. He didn't make any fucking bits about George Floyd. That's comedy law now. Nobody does. If the king didn't touch it, that means it's untouchable.
Right. I believe that. Yeah. I
think what was interesting about it was just the idea that like comics in general were in a real kind of a weird struggly place with like there were Zoom mics and a bunch of other weird shit going on. And then like he did that, and then all of a sudden, and maybe it was just the timing of it, but it seemed like after that, all of a sudden solutions started to be found and like comedy spaces started to like get creative out of that. I think people were kind of like, oh, okay, I guess it's okay to try some jokes. Because he told jokes during the set. I mean, It wasn't all business. He came out and he cracked jokes about even some of this shit in there to get there. And it was kind of one of these things where it was like, oh, it's okay to come out and be a little rusty and, speak a little bit while you're trying to find funny, and kind of gave that release of like, we could try, I guess, to see if we can be funny right now with all this crazy shit going on and get around it, I guess, a little bit. But celebrities do kind of step out a bunch to do some shit. Ice Cube stepped out this week. He put out, so he had at one point said he would never endorse Donald Trump. He still is claiming he is not endorsing Donald Trump. He came up with this contract for Black America. And then he tried to submit it to both parties. And I guess the Trump side looked at it, and that was put out in a tweet. Do you have any feelings about Erica? Do you have any feelings about Ice Cube working with the Trump organization?
So this is probably not going to be the answer that you expect, but I personally think that, I don't know, but I think that Ice Cube has always been kind of level-headed. Like he's not somebody that can be like bald, like he's not like a Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? Like he's already always had his own mind and his own thought.
Sure.
So I don't think that he is endorsing and or voting for Donald Trump. I think he's like trying to get shit done no matter who the fuck is in office.
Sure.
Like, cause Ice Cube does not appear to me to be somebody who's like, you know what I'm saying, gonna be the founder of NWA.
Yeah.
He always does his own shit. He left NWA. He started writing movies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now he's gonna be like, a MAGA supporter. Like, no way in fucking hell.
I think I think all he was doing was this is what he said. He said, we let them read the motherfucking my proposal. And he said they wanted to talk. He said, yeah, tell me what you gonna do. Tell me what you ain't gonna do. Tell me what you might possibly do. And we'll go from there. Right. And I don't think he intended, as a matter of fact, I can tell 100% by how he's been responding. He wasn't trying to be sneaky. It was like they called and he was like, yeah, tell me what the fuck y'all gonna do. And that was it. But then they tried to flip it and make it look like they had Cube on his side. Cube's situation was not like anybody like Steve Harvey or Kanye, where they went to the White House and all that shit. He made that thing available to both parties, and the Trump organization just made that shit public that he answered some questions. It wasn't like he was like really trying to politic with them niggas.
Right. Go ahead.
No, I mean, so for me, I want to be clear. Like, I don't think he has any intent to be like shucking and driving for Trump. Like, I don't feel like that was the intent at all. But I also feel like he had interviewed on Roland Martin's show, right? And they were talking to him about it. And he admitted that he got played by doing this shit early. But what became even more obvious to me, because he said that he had been like, because they asked him like, why haven't you been working on this shit? Like, how come this is just when all this shit is happening? He's like, well, I was being an artist before that. And that kind of hit me in the way of like, yes, he was part of NWA. Yes, he wrote songs, but like, that doesn't necessarily mean that Ice Cube is actually spending his time entrenched in doing the reading on how to actually help Black people in America.
Right.
He's just a celebrity guy who had some ideas and got with some other people who had some ideas and then put that shit. That, to me, that's like if Jessica Chastain put out like a plan for women to excel in America. And we were like, well, I guess we got to take his law because she has a pussy. Like, the fact that Ice Cube is Black doesn't mean he knows everything about how to help Black people just because you know what I mean? Like, he's just a celebrity guy who has some ideas. And like, I think the error, and I think he probably sees it as an error too, is like trying to submit this shit before the election. And also in thinking that this administration would ever do anything. Like, the proof is that I said something the other day where I go, he might as well have been negotiating like Christmas with Santa Claus for all we're talking about, because they don't ever do anything. Like, this nigga don't pay nobody. He's over $1 billion. Like, he doesn't owe 420 million. He owes $1.3 billion, dog. He owes $1.3 billion. There are people, he's bankrupted 6 companies, including casinos. Everything he's put his name on has gone broke. Okay, that's everything he's put his name.
Campaign is why would you?
His campaign why would you think? Like, why would you submit a plan to people? Like, he might as well have given that shit to a bum in LA and said, like, this shit on fire for what the value is.
Right.
So it's like, it's not that I'm necessarily mad at him, but I think he even understands that he got played a little bit by making this a thing that he submitted before the election. Right. And I think that he's being used to make Democrats look bad, because the Democrats were like, well, let's wait till after the election, which I think is a responsible thing to do.
Right.
Instead of making some crazy promise when they don't even have, like, they don't have the Senate or the White House. So why would they take a plan and be like, yeah, we'll do all these things?
Right.
Yeah. Especially when they have a 22-page plan of their own that actually covers a lot of his shit. And honestly, Ice Cube's plan leaves out Black women heavily. So, the actualities of Ice Cube's plan are not, it's not like he has some real economic plan. It's a lot of blanket ideas that are like, most of the black female response I've seen about his plan is like, what about us?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn,
Cube. So
I mean, but whoa, damn, Cube. He's not a political scientist, man. Like
that's true, though.
He's not. He's not.
Like even the idea of it, like here's a mistake that I believe we make because we're asking for so much. And we should be asking for so much, but one of the things like with Obamacare, everybody flipped out because Obamacare wasn't exactly what we wanted, right? And they bitched about all the shit that it wasn't without valuing what it was. And we see now people value what the fuck it is. Like you try to take Obamacare away from people right now, you're getting fired. You're losing your job. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are. Like nobody wants to get rid of Obamacare that has Obamacare. As much shit.
Right. I was gonna say somebody wants to get rid of Obamacare.
Yeah, right. What's up with the people who actually use it? I ain't talking about the politicians. Yeah,
right.
It's just a Republican Party because there's fucking insurance and hospitals and shit,
right?
Paying the motherfuckers say, hey, get rid of that shit. But anyway, my point is, nothing's perfect the first time you did it. The first time you do it, when you do laws, every law has to get amended or has to have some kind of like patchwork to it. The problem with the Republican Party and also what Black people have a tendency to do when we ask for this shit is if it's not perfect, then it's not okay. Then fuck it, it's not worth doing. And that's bullshit. It's never going to be perfect the first time. No, the Civil Rights Act had to be the 19th Civil Rights Act. The right to vote wasn't in the Civil Rights Act.
Are you comparing the Ice Cube's contract with Black America with the Civil Rights Act?
I'm saying anything. I'm saying anything. Yes, I am comparing it to it because if it gets taken seriously by
no.
It could be the groundwork for some shit. Fuck y'all, man. I think the point.
No.
The Civil Rights Act we had to have a Voting Rights Act after the Civil Rights Act because it wasn't strongly codified in the Civil Rights Act. So
I want you to go read Ice Cube contract for Black America, and
all I'm saying is. Okay, so it's a baseline. It's a base. So we gotta add some shit. We gotta have some shit.
But the thing is, it's not a base though, because the Congressional Black Caucus had a base out like a year ago, and like this isn't in fact, the Civil Rights Act is a base. Like we've been putting bases out for a long time. Homie just put out a new base and submitted to a party that he said he didn't really put much faith into, and that most people believe is bullshit. Which is, and again, the thing is, like, I'm not specifically mad at Ice Cube per se. I just think it's silly that so much stock is being put into it at all, because he's just like if 5 more Black people come out tomorrow who are celebrities, like, yeah, we got plans too. Like, so it's about the same value to me.
Right, because you can't tell me that Kanye's not working on his plan.
Ice Cube was an artist until 2 months ago. Ice Cube was an artist until 6 months ago or some shit, right? Like,
whoa. Did y'all see the campaign video that Kanye?
Yes, it did.
With the new
I did.
No, I've not seen the new Kanye campaign.
The track smacks. If I keep it 100, the track smacks. The track.
That is not enough to win a presidential campaign.
No. I would snap a motherfucker in the voting line. I'm voting for Kanye. No, I'm just playing. I'm kidding. These are jokes.
Yeah, I think the calls I think the crazy calls are like, I don't know. Honestly, I think even the idea of saying, like, the fact that some people said cancel is stupid because that's not really a thing, right? But like, I think there's a confusion over saying it's dumb or it's silly. Like, even he said on the Roland Martin interview that he got played a little bit, and he just felt like if the Biden campaign had taken it and put out anything that they would have probably played him too. But I think that goes to the point of what the Biden campaign is doing by saying, hey, man, we're not even going to touch this. Like, we're not going to try and even put ourselves in a position to play you publicly, which I think is better to me, honestly. If you're gonna talk about what's at least more respectful.
Well, I'm not gonna say what I want to say because I want to move on. Before we move off of this, I sent you guys a link earlier, but I don't know if anybody had a chance to look at it. Do you see P. Diddy has tipped his hat into the political arena?
Oh yeah, P. Diddy's in the arena now. He wants to start a new party.
Start a new political party called Our Black Party. I guess it's supposed to be the Black People's Political Party. He's a billionaire, and he's black. So I don't know. I'm not shitting on it.
Puff Daddy has robbed every person that has worked for him. Every nigga who's worked for him has been fucked up afterwards. They all end up in jail or murdered. Nobody leaves Bad Boy
When you listen to their music, the nigga, all them niggas say they sold crack. So then they not supposed to stop. They supposed to stop selling crack.
That just makes them easy to kill and get away with it. That's what that means. That means P. Diddy was like, yeah, they were crack dealers, man. It had nothing to do with me. They're crack dealers. That's
right.
Anyway, we making millions. Can't stop, won't stop. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the music industry except for one thing. Everybody gets fucked in the music industry. There's not anybody there's not a single person that has a contract that their first contract was like, you know what, they took care of me.
Everybody. But what Kanye displayed is that in his own attempt to look like he was getting shafted, when he displayed his contracts got distinctively better every time he cited it.
I believe that's how, whether it's fucked up or not, I think that's how the game works. Like, you get fucked on your first deal. Actually, comedy is that. The three of us sitting on this conversation right now are getting fucked for our talents. All three of us are far more valuable, talented than what we get paid.
You know what's funny? That literal line, what Emmanuel Lewis said to my dad once. Everybody gets fucked in this business. Everybody gets fucked in this business. Yeah. Like, cause you know what happened to Emmanuel Lewis? Not Emmanuel Lewis.
That's amazing.
The other one.
Gary Coleman.
You know his parents.
The other one.
I was gonna say that,
and I knew who she.
First of all, Erica, can we ask who your dad? I mean, we know who your dad is, but do you care about talking about who your dad is? Is that a thing you care about here?
I don't care.
I didn't want to make it a big deal if you don't care about. All right. Mr. T is your dad. Yeah, one of my favorite 80s actors. One of my favorite 80s actors, simply because that was the first time I was like, wait, a brother could just wear chains and wild ass hair and be on television?
Man,
shirt on.
That was the wildest to me.
When your dad shows up in Rocky and he's just screaming at fucking Sylvester Stallone, I wanted him to beat Sylvester Stallone ass. I was so good. I was like, oh yeah. Oh, shit. Because, low key, I know fucking Eddie Murphy bit from 40 years ago, but this is a movie about a white dude just beating up niggas. He celebrated that shit forever. It's just a white dude
every rip
niggas up every fucking episode. And one time he fought a white dude. But anyway,
he fought Hulk Hogan in a wrestling match. That shit was ridiculous. The only way I'm gonna lose if I fight somebody in a match, it ain't really boxing. It's like, get the fuck out of
here. And I still don't fuck. I'm still pissed off at Sylvester Stallone because when Creed won, he didn't even mention fucking Michael B. Jordan or your man that directed it, Black Panther.
Oh, Ryan Coogler.
Yeah,
Coogler.
Yeah, Coogler.
Not for nothing, but the circles the circles that Stallone travels around without in LA are the people that end up usually leaning pretty right.
I got love for Sylvester.
I like him. I just know the extended.
You grew up a millionaire, motherfucker. Of course.
On some other shit. You know why I like him? Because he's been, people shit on him. Like he's like an underdog in the industry because he can't speak well. His face is all distorted, and so nobody ever everything he's ever written. He's always had to do it himself, and all of his movies are they kill at the box office. All of them. They always are like, this is a shit movie. It's never, he always has to do it himself. And then it fucking, even Expendables.
Oh, yeah, damn, that's true.
He self-produces almost everything. I remember hearing this about him years ago, that he self-produces almost everything. And he gave up his own money to get, who was it that was fucking shitting on him? Was it right? It was the last one before. It was Tarver. Tarver tried to fuck him over on money and wasn't going to come out and shoot for fucking whatever Rocky one that was. And Stallone gave up his own shit just to get dude on set at the end to finally get it done. He tried to back out of the deal. Stallone is traditionally, that is one thing I will say about him, is he is traditionally completely bet on himself to get almost everything.
Nobody, it's right.
From Rocky on up.
I know this. Yeah, because they were like, Rocky, they were like, you can't talk, you're not famous, you're not being in this movie. We'll buy the script from you, but you're not going to be in this movie. So he turned down $1 million.
I mean,
and do you know why his face is like that?
I'll back off Rocky. Damn.
Do you guys know why his face is like that though? Do you know why he talks like that?
I mean, I read it at one point, but I don't.
It's because you know when you're they used to give birth, they used to put those tongs in your mouth,
the clamps or whatever to pull him out.
Clamps, and the clamp went on his mouth and like pulled his mouth up. So that's why he has like the lisp. Yeah.
Also, why they stopped doing that? They stopped.
I don't know if it was him.
After about 30 or 40 of the motherfuckers, they were like, nah, we got to figure out a new way to do this. No more shoehorns. We got no more.
It seemed like a good idea, you know. It just seemed like a good idea.
I mean, we've been catching around the mouth, but if we catch around the back of the head, this ain't gonna.
Right. So there's like 20 motherfuckers who sound just like Sylvester Stallone out there somewhere.
Just different versions of one smushed in here, one smushed in here. My eyes all down.
I wonder which joke on this show's gonna get us shut down.
I don't know, man. Let's get into some other crazy shit. The chief handmaiden spoke this past week. Amy Coney Barrett. Do you follow politics at all, Erica? Are you tracking any of this shit going on?
I don't, because it makes me anxious. I just want this shit to be over with. Like, not politics, but I want this election to be over with.
I want politics to be over with. Just everybody go for themselves. You know, just go for yours.
I did watch her because I wanted to hear her answer about like Roe versus Wade, which she gives the most bullshit answers. She won't say like what way she'll vote. She'll just be, I'll follow the law. That's what she kept saying. Like, of course, bitch, you're supposed to follow the law.
Right.
I saw her
how you interpret it is the problem.
Right. And then I saw her talking about her 2 black sons or whatever. Because you know what pissed me off is that like she was like, when George Floyd was killed, me and my daughter wept, right? And I'm like, here's the 2 Haitian niggas like, you want to talk to us and shit? Her and her white daughter just over in the corner crying.
Just 2 white people in the corner just like, we are so sad. So sad.
And her sons are like,
wait from us, we're crying right now.
Yeah.
Like, can you talk to
her? She did say something about how it affected her daughter, that her brother might have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Without talking about how it dealing with her brothers who actually have to deal with it.
Right. She was just like, my daughter, you know, will be so stressed if something like that happened to her brothers. And it's like, what about them though?
What about the fucking brothers? Yeah. That's what's happening too. You know, that's
no, they're on their own shit.
Her thinking is that she didn't even stop to think about her own sons being affected, her own adopted sons being affected by it. She thought about her white daughter.
This is
she had a lot of those though. Yeah.
I think that when you adopt a black kid, you have to like get a notarized letter from a black friend. Like you have to have somebody black in your life, like a real black friend, not like
maybe like a tribunal though, like because one you could get one, you know what I mean? Like
right,
like a million black people are gonna vote for Trump, you know what I mean? Right. So like there's a million of them out there.
3 Nation of Islam people, like to fucking like it has to be like Farrakhan and 2 of his brothers have to come to your house once a week and check up.
If you have 3 black friends. You probably an okay white person. If you have 3 separate black friends, not like one black friend who's 2 black friends you also know.
Yeah. No.
3
like from different spots.
Black friends.
Like this is my black friend from high school.
Yep.
This is my black friend from law school. Yeah. This is my black friend from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay,
then it's like, okay.
When I came up with my idea for the Dickopedia, so guys would stop sending dick pics. We have a wiki dicky. You could just look up a guy's dick. And the way you get your dick verified, you get the little blue check for your dick, is you got to have 3 people say that that's your dick. Because nobody knows 3 people willing to lie for them about their dick. Like nobody. Nobody knows 3 people willing to put their name on their dick.
I like how you're like, just that, but for black people.
But for black people, yeah.
But for black people, right. Because, right, it's not many. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say she danced around a lot of shit like that, man. She danced around questions around systemic racism. She danced around questions about Roe v. Wade. It was literally, they were just like, what do you think about this case? And she's like, I'll be a judge.
She wouldn't answer if election fraud was illegal.
Yeah, she wouldn't answer if election fraud was illegal. She wouldn't answer any of that
another basic ass law that she wouldn't answer. Somebody on one of the talk shows said, one of the pundit shows was like, you should just go and say, hey, can I steal a car? It's just to see as a bitch, like, hey, I just want to see if you would answer,
So there are like a couple things on the side that I thought that were kind of big. One, I don't think the Democrats should have showed up in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I personally think this is an illegitimate move, right? Like, I think that if no matter what's going to happen, you're going to swear her in anyway. And I don't believe we should be doing this till after the election. The minute I show up and start asking any type of question, I'm giving credence to what we're doing. And so I thought even showing up was some bullshit.
And I think I think they showed up because history would show that they didn't show up. And
good.
Right.
I agree with you. Actually, I agree with you, because now I think about it. Right now, they do a bunch of softball questions because everybody.
Cory Booker was surprisingly. Cory Booker was the only one who had any heart,
because they were trying to avoid the Kavanaugh thing, because the Kavanaugh thing wound up being a very positive thing somehow for the Republicans. Like, they raised money off of that shit because they thought that they were savage. To a dude that raped some people, like he raped more than one person, I'm pretty sure.
Seriously though, they could have just had some Democrats show up on the front steps and go. Here's the thing: is they almost understood how protest works, right? They almost got it. They got so close. They were considering it. They almost got it. Cory Booker was the only one who called it out for being a sham process in the first place. I think the other thing that was pretty vital was Sheldon Whitehouse, who broke down exactly how these judges end up here in the first place. And he followed this trail of dark money, because the whole push, the millions of dollars that go into these searches, is all funneled through money that is not responsible for being tracked anywhere. And it's this way that they use these systems to get judges elected or even pushed to the forefront, who then push the cases that they want, and they can get the answers they want. So if you're trying to take down Roe v. Wade, you start this organization that funds these people that push these judges to the forefront of these search committees, and then they get in, and then you have a judge, you can get the shit you want done with.
And for those of you who have some kind of question about how this works, just to show you, there are about to be 3 Supreme Court justices who all worked on the year 2000 case for Bush versus Gore in the election. They were all part of Team Bush that won and got the Supreme Court to stop the count that wound up letting Bush win when he would have lost if they kept the count going. It's not a coincidence. It came up in her hearing. I think Amy Klobuchar, who I want to give points to, because that was a great point she made. Although I feel like, again, she pulled back because Amy Coney Barrett was like, are you trying to make it like you sound like it's a conspiracy or something? It's like, bitch, it's not a conspiracy. It's 3 of you motherfuckers that worked on the same thing, which was a landmark case that even the Supreme Court, when they passed it, when they made the decision in Bush v. Gore, they went out of their way to say this is not precedent, because they knew that they were breaking the fucking law. They knew that they were they're the Supreme Court, so technically they made the law, but they knew that they were violating what the Constitution would have wanted, that the vote should have continued. And so they made it not precedent, which is bullshit. That's the most cowardice shit ever. And these were 3 lawyers that worked on it. And they're all on the Supreme Court now. So we know what kind of ethics they have.
Speaking of randomly, did you hear the story that's coming out about Hunter Biden?
You mean the funny bullshit story about some laptop that got dropped off at
laptops. He left 3 laptops at a Delaware repair shop.
Let me tell you about what doesn't happen.
And the dude went through them, found these Russian emails, called up Rudy Giuliani gave it to him. Rudy Giuliani's had this shit since December, then dropped it yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Right in time for the Trump town hall, in which he further pushed that nonsense out there, which is one of the other things I want to talk about.
And the dude now is saying he's legally blind, so he's not sure if it was Hunter Biden that came in there.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't know if it was Hunter.
Wait, here's my question.
You know how you break your laptops with your international agreements that are illegal on them off at the local repair shop.
Also with no password.
And then that guy's got Rudy Giuliani's number on speed dial and is like, "Hey Rudy, you know what y'all been waiting for?"
With no password on his email or open his laptop or access any of this shit. Or this dude just motherfucking mechanic.
No precautions.
Hacker. He a mechanic and he also a hacker. Like this nigga part of the Fast and Furious crew.
Right.
Well, hold up. This way,
you guys...
I gotta ask this question, man. The fuck is it with the Republicans and emails, man? What is it? Like you can tell this is some 70s.
I love them shits, boy.
They didn't all the technology you have now to communicate with motherfuckers. They don't talk about text messages, Morse codes, motherfucking sign language. It's always emails. They motherfuckers gonna be in 2028 when emails are now like with like rotary phones, and them motherfuckers gonna still be talking about emails.
Because I read this thing
the signal
today,
chats.
and they were saying like it's the same. That's what they think Republicans feel like, that's what took down Hillary is emails. All you need is the word emails, Russia,
they want to
election.
Old white motherfuckers to be like, well, yeah, you know, they send you all kind of crazy shit in emails.
Well, that was the whole shit with Ukraine, right? Like when they were arguing the Ukraine shit, their whole point was like, we don't need you to actually do the investigations. We just need you to say you're going to do the investigations. And so like, if this shit pops out, it's like, we don't need there to be any real proof on the emails. We just need you to put out there that there's some emails, you know, like that's why there's still.
Is this what Bill Barr, is this the one thing Bill Barr won't, that he's fighting Trump on right now, that he won't?
I think so.
Because I think Trump wants him to announce that he's investigating the email thing, and Bill Barr won't do it.
They want him to talk about investigating. Like, so the other thing that happened is a Republican-led, or the DOJ came out and said that the attempt, like Obamagate, is total bullshit. The DOJ finally came out and were like, all that unmasking shit with Obama and all that shit, there's literally nothing there. We have nothing to get him. Like, because at one point, you know, Trump has been pushing this idea that Obama set up this whole spy thing on him when he was kind of coming off.
They spied on me. It's the worst thing that's ever happened.
They were unmasking people to try, like they were basically trying to trick people into doing crazy shit so they could start spying on Trump's campaign. And the Department of Justice, which has a bunch of Republicans in it right now, is like, we can't draw any conclusion that would make what you're talking about legit. So like, it's just an attempt to like put these things in the atmosphere so that people that work 3 jobs and are white and think that immigrants and black people are coming to destroy their shit can be like, I heard Obama did some crazy shit, so I guess we can't vote for Joe Biden, which is like.
No, you gotta say how they say it. The whole campaign say Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Like it's one word. Biden.
Yeah, J apostrophe Biden.
Joe Keem's little brother that's gonna be playing at Florida next year. Biden Noah.
QAnon is taking center stage because a lot of this shit, and then that Trump town hall last night, he wouldn't refuse to like denounce them at all, and like
I don't know who they are. I don't know anything about them. Then why the fuck are you retweeting shit? You're the president.
QAnon. Trump talking about QAnon last night.
You don't know anything about the shit that you retweet to millions of people?
Right. Just like the
I don't know anything about the shit that I retweet to 38 million people. I think that's how many Twitter followers he has.
The most hilarious shit was when Savannah Guthrie said, "You're not just some crazy uncle. You got
you're the president, right?
You got real responsibilities, nigga. What are you doing?"
Yeah, Johnny, he looking like he one of the guys. Joey doesn't. Why can't I? Nigga, that's so
fucking president. Right. He's mad that they won't post that story. That like their Twitter won't post the story. Yeah. So he's like, they're gonna get a big lawsuit. Big lawsuit. For what? Not posting false information?
What do you think, Erica? Do you think that he has got a shot to like? I mean, absent of fuckery, right? I mean, there's fuckery anyway, right? There's people. There's in California they're putting out fake ballot boxes.
Right.
In Georgia, they're shutting down lines. In Virginia, but like, do you think that Biden can overcome all that shit and win, or do you think that like, come hell or high water, Trump ain't going nowhere?
I really don't know. Like, if you would have asked me, I swear to God, if this was last year, 2019, right? I'd be like, Biden has a chance, Trump has a chance, right? I would have this year, motherfucking murder hornets and pandemics and fucking wildfires and fucking Black Panthers dead and like all this shit. I don't even know. Like, Donald Trump could die on Monday before election. Like, you have no fucking clue. Like, he could get shot in his fucking head, and it's like Mike Pence could be the like. There's no prediction of this shit. Like, if you would have asked me in January, in October, will I be sitting at home having class? You know what I mean? I've been like, fuck, are you crazy? No, like, so it's like, I had a dream when I taught special ed last year, a special ed boy told me that Trump was going to get reelected, right? He goes, who are you voting for? And I'm like, oh, that's next year. And he goes, well, Trump's going to win, and then he's going to get shot. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, he's going to get shot, and then Mike Pence is going to be the president. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? And then he just started dangling keys and fucking went on.
Wait a second. Hold up. Are you saying that this little boy was clairvoyant? Like, what the fuck? Like, this little nigga, that was his special ed shit? Like, right, that was normal. He just every now and then saw the future. That's what the fuck.
Right. He was
you said that shit like she was teaching at Charles Xavier School for the Gifted.
That's what that's the story she just told. She was teaching special ed kid, and then the motherfucker tells the future.
Right. This motherfucker didn't say. We were sitting there, I was sitting there watching him play, and then he was like, who are you voting for?
He just said that shit? Wow.
He said it without, I didn't say, I was like, oh, well, you know, you're not supposed to ask adults that and shit. And this motherfucker was like, well, Donald's going to get shot, and Mike Pence is going to be the president. Hey. And then went back, and I was like, hey, I didn't even fucking think that. That's a Hail Mary pass at the fucking fourth quarter. Like, I have no idea. That could happen, too.
The fact that
obviously we got to go find this kid. If that happens, we have to go find that kid, and then we must keep that child safe.
Yeah, we gotta
was asking who's
nigga, that would become.
We gotta ask it who's gonna win the NBA title for the next 5 years.
Dude, that would become my life.
I
used to make him fill out my bracket. You know my NCAA bracket. I used to make him fill it
out. Baby, I'm 64-0.
I know.
That's hilarious. Never losing. Speaking about the NBA, do you watch basketball, or you just fuck around basketball players, Erica?
Wow. I need a drink from that. Jesus.
I've got great segues, you know.
Shout out P. Diddy.
I love basketball. I only watched Game 6.
Yeah, the one that
I wasn't really into it this year because of whatever, but you know, I was happy LeBron got his. Right? That shit's so weird to me.
Are you a Bulls fan, or you got a team?
Weren't there?
Yeah, I'm a Bulls fan.
I mean, for me, that's part of what made watching the finals difficult for sure, is watching the Lakers and the Heat play each other.
Right.
Watching them two go at it, I was like, oh, well, none of this is going to make me happy, really. You know what I mean? Like, I'm either going to watch Jimmy Butler, a guy who left Chicago, win a title somewhere else, or watch Anthony Davis, a guy from Chicago, win a title somewhere else. Either way.
Oh, fuck. You just made me sadder, man. I never thought about that part of it. Fuck.
And LeBron could have come to Chicago, but you know.
Yeah,
that's why.
That's why he gets a fourth title.
I cheer for everything LeBron does except for basketball. because
Start another school, nigga. That's what.
Everything else, like I'm gonna go see the new fucking Space Jam. My son rocks his shoes and shit. You know, I support all his TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to get him. I'd like to get him more involved in real social issues and less involved in basketball. If he could just.
Oh my god.
Play less. The Bulls and the Sox are making some big moves in the offseason. The White Sox fired Rick Renteria. The Bulls hired Billy Donovan.
Rick Renteria is people do him wrong, man. That motherfucker.
He's a Doug Collins coach, man. He's a Doug Collins coach. He's one of those guys who gets you like to the playoffs, but he's never gonna get you over the top. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't think he had enough to get over the top this year. I think everybody was kind of hoping because it was a funky year that we might have a shot, but I don't think he had enough in the tank. They didn't do anything at the trade deadline to give him enough to really expect him to take them deep in the playoffs. So I think it's kind of bullshit fire. But you know,
I'm not shitting on Doug Collins. Doug Collins is just not necessarily.
You know what? Why I'm sticking up for Rick Renteria is because I'm still salty about Doug Collins. I didn't like Phil Jackson even after the first 2 titles.
Really?
It was the third title that I was like, fuck it, this nigga's a good coach. God damn.
I did like Doug Collins. I had sex at Doug Collins' house one time. That's the thing that happened.
Wait.
Whoa.
You trailed off. You had sex with Doug Collins?
No, I had sex in Doug Collins' house.
Okay.
With Doug Collins?
Not with Doug Collins. I don't want to get Doug Collins in any trouble. Not with Doug Collins.
Because if it's not a party, it sounds like you're fucking one of the Collins.
Someone who used to work for the Collinses had access to their home in California and invited myself and the woman I was dating over to the house to hang out. Actually, she was there with her friend who was the woman I was dating. And my boy and I came over there and we partied and had sex in the house. And then,
did you not?
Probably just get somebody fired. Doug Collins definitely watches the show.
Nutted in Doug Collins sheets.
Did you nut on the sheets? Did you take anything?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't take anything valuable. I did take a picture inside the house, which I do have, just to prove that I was in the house. I did nut on the sheets because someone should win a championship there.
Oh my god!
You know what's crazy is I love Doug Collins. It was just I wasn't going to turn down a chance to get it on in his house. That just wasn't going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to turn that down? You can't say no to that.
No.
Right.
Speaking about not saying no, Eddie Murphy, who was trying to get Coming to America out on Paramount, managed to flip his deal. He sold it to Amazon where it's going to be streaming. He got $125 million for the movie. He's doing Coming to America 2. How y'all feel about $125 million budget for Coming to America 2?
That's the budget for the movie, or is that what he got paid? Is the movie done and that's what they paid him for the rights?
Let me see what it is.
I thought they filmed it already.
Yeah, I think they're paying for the rights to distribute it.
For the rights. So it's already, he sold it to them for $125 million.
Yeah, they were filming that the same time some other big black movie that recently came out. It wasn't Black Panther. It was something else.
The Richard Pryor movie?
So it's a distribution deal.
Yeah. Because they filmed it at Tyler Perry's.
Hot money. That is hot money right there.
I was trying to explain to somebody this and they didn't agree with me, but just go with me on this for a second. Eddie Murphy, like, granted, he is like God level talented. He has had one of the luckiest careers. Like, lucky in the sense, like, he started comedy at 15, was on Saturday Night Live at 19, motherfucking first special was at 21, Delirious, then 22 was Beverly Hills Cop or 48 Hours, Trading Places, and then Raw. This is all like in like fucking
25 or some shit, right?
Like 25. Yeah. Starting at 15.
Didn't have his first special till 10 years in though. Look at
that motherfucker. That makes sense to why he still hates David Spade, because this motherfucker has never known failure. And David Spade said the one time that he fucked up. Yeah.
Right. I remember I was watching him on a TV show and this lady said, "Oh, you had success, but you kind of fell off in the 2000s, right?" And Eddie said, "I was in probably the most successful 3 movies in history. And she goes, what are those? And he's like, Shrek. And she's like, well, that doesn't count. And he goes, yeah, as my bank account. Fucking Shrek made like $25 billion, bitch.
Yeah.
And
Eddie,
Donkey is 100% the reason why. I mean, Michael Myers as Shrek is also very funny, but Donkey, him and Michael Myers, yeah.
Yeah, but she acting like that don't count, bitch. That counts.
It counts for sure. He had to go work, and they paid his ass. Why? Because you didn't see his Facebook, motherfucker.
Josh Gad has $100 million off of motherfucking. I guarantee you that shit counts.
Right.
Yeah, that shit for sure counts.
So if you deposit the money, they're like, "Oh no, this is a cartoon money. This don't count." Oh, okay.
Josh Gad is banging Victoria's Secret models. Because of Frozen. Hell yeah, it counts.
Oh.
He plays.
I hate Frozen.
I unfortunately never seen it.
I've never seen it. I just know he has money, like tons of money because he's the voice of Olaf.
The ex took my kid to that one, so that was when I skipped.
I almost got in a full-fledged like bitch pull up fight on Twitter about Frozen versus Little Mermaid. Fuck. Little Mermaid is the truth, okay? She was like, no, this bitch was gonna leave her house for some dick. Fuck no. I was like, no, bitch. Her songs are better. Her hair is better. Her friends
like, oh
shit. And she was like, yo, old ass, nobody be watching that shit anymore. I was like, bitch, I live in Chicago. Come find. I'm like, I'm about to fight this bitch. Oh, motherfucking Frozen and Little Mermaid. But
Erica breaks out the spyware. She's all of a sudden looking motherfuckers up. I swear hey, you owe 22,000 to BBNA, motherfucker.
I remember that. I swear to God, I remember that. I think I liked one of your comments, but I didn't know it got crazy like that because I didn't follow it because I was like, I don't remember seeing either one of those motherfuckers. So I don't have input. Like I don't have any. I can't.
You don't have no input. Watch it this weekend. You make an unbiased decision. Watch both this weekend, and you tell me.
I'm high as fuck. I'm gonna watch them right now as soon as I get off this one.
You speaking of watching, what do you watch on TV, Erica? We've been watching Lovecraft Country and The Boys and Utopia.
I could not get into love. I tried. I watched one episode of Lovecraft Country. That nigga's nose is too big. He's just sucking up all the white man's air. I can't with him. He is too fucking ugly. He is too fucking ugly. That other bitch is Juicy Smoulay's sister. Yeah. So all I think about is her dumbass brother fucking lying about some fucking MAGA hat wearing motherfuckers in Chicago. It's like the two of them, the bitch never closes her mouth. Her mouth is always like I can't. His nose, her mouth, her brother. I can't fuck with that show. I can't. I tried.
This one, I told you, Erica does when anybody likes shit, when people are happy about some shit, Erica hates it. This shit I'm talking about right here.
I can't. I tried. So I watched Ratchet. Did you watch Ratchet on Netflix?
I've seen a little bit, but I haven't seen all of it. I wasn't sure. Like sometimes I'm like, this is just too many white people in an old setting for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just watch a bunch of white people be uppity in the 50s. I'm like,
no, it is. It's one of those things where you're like, okay, I'm watching it, and then it just turns into every motherfucker is murdered. Every motherfucker is murdered. Every motherfucker is murdered, and the only person standing is a black bitch.
Okay, now I watch it. I mean,
everybody's murdered.
That's burying the lead. That's how you sell the shit. Oh, okay, yeah. Dude, just like Lovecraft Country, if you had told me the whole motherfucker was in Chicago, I'd have watched everything right away. I was like, oh shit, this is in Chicago? Fuck. I literally was like maybe 15 minutes into the first episode. Whenever it is, they make the first reference to Chicago into the movie, into the first episode. And I was like, oh, this is in Chicago? I'm watching this shit.
There's a great episode that kind of touches on the Emmett Till murder and the funeral along with it. That was really so for me, like I get that that part of it. There's just so many good messages in that show, episode after episode, that just like address or touch on so many elements of being Black in America and like almost this like the way that magic is used by white people almost as an analogy for that feeling of frustration that I feel like I sometimes have. I don't know about y'all, but I have that frustration where I'm like, do they got a special power or something? How can we not get a fair shake still? Unless is there and so it kind of
like, do that. It's a special power. Magic is money.
It's a horror version. It's like a horrified version where that feeling is taken and turned into actual magic that you're struggling against, which I think is an interesting way to be scared before I go to bed every Sunday night. But so what is it that what are you watching outside of since you're not watching Ratchet? You watch Ratchet?
I love okay, because what inspires me to write is bad movies. Okay. Like I like dope movies and all that stuff, and I like to be like, but I love to watch a shitty, like if you go on Netflix and you put in like suspense and you start getting on that wave of like a bitch cheats on her husband and then that nigga just fucking goes crazy and shit like that. I mean, you go watch like 7 of them. And so it's like I've been writing a screenplay to like combat that. Because I want a wife to cheat on her husband, you know, and then the dude starts stalking her, but I want him to kill her and her husband and the kid. And then walk off at the end and find a new bitch. That's what because it's like, okay, so I was reading this essay, right? You know, a Fatal Attraction, right? Like a lot of men was getting money, cheating on their wives, right? So the point of the whole movie is just to scare men to not to cheat, right? So she boils the bunny, she fucks with his kids, but nothing really happens, right? That's not doing it no more. This bitch gotta kill everybody. I want her to hang his kid, shoot and kill his wife. Like I want her to.
So basically, the Punisher for women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over some dick. Over some dick though. Not over like murder. They didn't kill her family. She just wants the dick.
She's just real bad at breaking up with niggas. That's all. She just.
Don't you break up with me, right?
Erica, have you ever thought that there might be more than just a few people on the planet? Like there are other motherfuckers. Like, have you ever heard about just breaking up and going to get a new nigga? Like,
no,
Bobby.
I want her to kill everybody and then just walk off at the end. That'll scare the fuck out of me.
And go get and start dating a new nigga. That's a horror flick.
Go into a store.
The movie ends with her on a Tinder date with a new guy, and he's like, "Tell me about your past." There's not much to tell, you know. Just
right.
Black.
Hey, can we get a title for this? I think we just wrote a flick. What's it called? Eric,
see, I don't know what to name it though. Because it's always got to be like fatal, affair, attraction, obsession. Right. It's got to have one of them words in it.
End of attraction.
That sounds like some good shit, some scary shit.
Final attraction, you know?
Final attraction.
Hey.
This is the last bitch you gonna like.
Dude, I'm so Erica, I just realized I'm so lucky how wrong I was. When I wanted to tell the story, the whole thing is a good segue for this shit. When I first met Erica B, was at a show a few months into comedy 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
I got to the show late. She opened. I didn't know she was a comic. So when I got off stage, like I was at the bar, she kind of gave me like a comic, like, nice set, right? But I didn't know she was a comic, and I'm just looking at her like, I was like, thank you. I'm thinking, I started talking to her. We go to a second bar because there's some Second City shit going on. She did improv before stand-up. And she's going there as a comic to comic. I'm like, yeah, I'll give you a ride. Come on, let's go. We go down the block. We go to second bar. I meet Martin Morrow, Mars Timms. Anyway, the whole time I'm thinking this is like kind of a date scenario. Nah, this comic's hanging out. And the way I figured out, or the way I found out that she was a fucking comic, the whole time I didn't know she was a comic. When I figured out she's a comic, she said something like, yeah, you know my dad. And I'm like, I just met you. Why the fuck would I know your dad? She's like, you saw my set, didn't you? I was like, oh shit, you're man, that was like 7 drinks in.
Oh,
I was like 7, 8 drinks in.
Look at him still sad about it. You know what I mean? Look at him
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry too.
Erica, where can people find you to stay salty about not being able to get with you? Where can they find you online?
I know, right? XL bringing up shit from fucking 20
years ago. It was a decade ago.
I bought the 7 bitch. Okay. I am on Facebook at Erica Nicole Clark, Instagram, Erica Nicole Clark, Twitter, comic Erica Clark, because it couldn't fit. And tomorrow, I mean, depends on who's listening. I'll be at Zany's and the Don't Tell comedy show.
Nice. You started to do some Zany's a lot more, right? You've done Laugh Factory a bunch. You're starting to get Zany's a little bit.
Yeah. You know what? They never fucked with me before.
There's new management.
I wonder why they're fucking with you now. I think I know. Shout out to Brian Morton. Brian Morton loves shout outs.
I love that he's taking that into a new direction, a younger direction. I mean, I think he still throws in some of the people who were there before, but it sounds. I'm there next month. I'm excited about it.
Oh, are you really? Do you know who you're with?
Me too.
I have no idea. It's on the 8th. I have no idea.
I'm there on the 5th, so it's a new world happening there. So they can find you there.
We're gonna be right after the election, Bobby.
I know. I mean, I'll either be there or we'll be at war, you know? I'll either be there or we'll be at war, you know?
Dude, you know what's crazy? I just realized after the 2012 election, I saw the dude who used to be Letterman's Booker there. Yeah. And that's when I learned like Zany's is kind of a different place because he was like, hey, congratulations, Barack Obama won. And the crowd went straight south. And he was like, I'm in Chicago, right? This is a dude, I can't think of the guy's name, but he's like a major touring comedian, old school. And he's like, I'm in Chicago, right? And where are you people from? And it was like, literally, they were all from like Rolling Meadows, and Schaumburg,
Lake Zurich,
collar counties that are all Republican. And like, you know, the only people that applauded when he said, congratulations to Barack Obama were like me, Rob Hines, and Emily.
XL, where can people catch you online, brother?
People catch me online right here. Put an @ in front of the X, and that's it. @XL Comedy.
Easiest way to find. You can find me at Mocha_Jesus on Twitter and Instagram. You can find the pod at New OGs Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Go to People of Comedy and People of Comedy Network. Catch all their live shows. Erica, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a blast. We're so happy to have you guys. Go find that woman, see her live if you can, socially distanced. We'll be back here next Friday. That's it from us. That's what's up.
Oh, man, we forgot so many credits for you. Kevin Hart, what's the show you do with Kevin Hart that people can look at you at?
You know it's the 4-year anniversary of me doing this too, right?
What's the show called?
Heart in the City.
Boom. 4-year anniversary of the City.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, can I log off? Can I get out of here? Just stay out now? Okay. All right. All right, bye-bye.